Management skills are essential for any ambitious leader. Whether you're an entrepreneur, current manager, or soon-to-be manager, we have created a guide of the top management skills to help you on your leadership journey. The first question is, how can you be a good manager? A good manager needs to have 3 basic management skills in their professional toolkit. First, strong leadership skills. You don't have to be a natural-born leader to be an inspirational manager. Leadership can and should be learned. As a leader, you need to have strong influence and a desire to make an impact on everyone around you. Learn our basic leadership skills in our primer at scienceofpeople.com/leadership, which will give you our 16 science-backed skills to be a better leader. The second thing you need to have to be a good manager are strong interpersonal skills. Managers are constantly communicating with others, whether that's hiring a new employee, solving a conflict, or trying to bring together a team. It's incredibly important for managers to have exceptional interpersonal skills. Dive into our interpersonal primer at scienceofpeople.com/interpersonal-skills. The last thing you need to be a good manager is to have strong body language skills. Didn't expect to see body language on this list? At our Science People Lab, we believe that nonverbal intelligence is essential for every manager. You need to know how to both decode other people's nonverbal cues and control your own cues. Start with our body language primer at scienceofpeople.com/body-language. Now, let's say you have excellent body language, commendable interpersonal skills, and exceptional leadership skills. What's a good manager to do next? Here's what's important to keep in mind about what makes a good manager. There is no perfect recipe of management skills. Anytime we strive for perfection, we're going to miss the mark. But I do think we can get pretty close. As lead investigator at my human behavior research lab, Science of People, I have worked with thousands of managers from companies all around the world, from Fortune 500 companies to small businesses to sole proprietor entrepreneurs. I have found there is one common trait of a successful manager. A good manager, or rather, a great manager, is obsessed with potential. They feel they have great potential to change the world, or they want to activate that potential in others. I have put together my top management skills for activating your potential in your team, your colleagues, and yourself. Do you have lots of untapped potential? Great. Let's dive into my 5 top skills. Number 1, be a meeting pro. As a manager, you will be leading lots and lots and lots of meetings. Basically, meetings will become your Olympic sport. It's crucial that you set yourself up and your team for success. Here's how to prep for an amazing meeting as an amazing manager. Meeting goals. What are your meeting goals? Is this a creative meeting or a strategic meeting? Do you want people to bond or be productive? Knowing your goals is an important first step. I like to put a 1-sentence or even 1-word goal at the top of the meeting agenda or my calendar invite. This primes people to be goal-facing every time they think of the meeting coming up. Think about if you saw the word creative for your Friday meeting. That's a very different primer than strategic. So get clear on your goal and share it. Meeting warm-ups. Athletes warm up before a game. Musicians warm up before a performance. Why don't professionals warm up before meetings? Every good manager should not only think about the agenda of a meeting, but also the warm-up. You might want to warm up your own vocal power or try some of our pre-performance rituals and icebreakers for professionals. Third, agenda. Set your agenda for the group and send this out to attendees ahead of time. This is important because it helps people mentally prepare for the meeting and makes sure you use your time efficiently. Fourth, postmortem. This is the one everyone forgets. What needs to happen after a meeting? This could be assigning to-dos, but it could also be thanking a meeting attendee for a great idea or their participation. Don't underestimate the power of the follow-up, and always set aside time for yourself as a manager to do a meeting postmortem. You can do these immediately following the meeting or at the end of a day or week, and look at all of your meetings holistically. Go set a calendar reminder right now. Dealing with difficult employees. Do you have a difficult employee? This might be one of the hardest management skills to master. Depending on what type of difficult employee you have, you need to know how to do a few things as a manager. First, you have to set up expectations. What kind of work environment do you want to have? What culture do you want to have? How do you best communicate? You set your employees up for success by laying out expectations immediately at the start of a relationship. Second, be fast to set boundaries. If an employee underperforms or doesn't meet an expectation, be fast to set a boundary and give feedback. Don't let things fester. Don't let resentment build. It's your job as a great manager to be the first to put out a negative spark before it starts a fire. Nothing working? You might have a very difficult employee. If so, know my 4 types of toxic people and how to deal. Number 3, manage in every channel. Managers might be managing teams in the office, virtual employees, or remote teams. To be an exceptional manager, you have to be good at all of those channels. First, get clear on which channels you prefer to use as a manager. Are you in person all the time? Do you prefer email over all else? Or are you a phone chatter? Pick your favorite channels and make sure your teams know what you prefer. Second, know what your employees prefer. Do you have a certain colleague in HR that just hates the phone? Make a mental note. Do you know an introvert on your team who prefers email? Honor that preference when you can. And lastly, if you have a virtual team, be sure to get all of your remote team tips and communication strategies on point. Number 4, the single best team building exercise. This is my absolute favorite management skill in this entire guide. Right now, put a team building meeting on your calendar to do this exercise. It will help you identify your team's strengths, weaknesses, and skill gaps. It's also a great way to bond. Set aside at least an hour to do this on your next retreat or monthly meeting. Number 5, manage your boss. You might be lucky enough to be your own boss, but likely you have someone to answer to above you. Great managers know how to manage up. Having a strong relationship with your boss is essential to being a good manager for your team. Learn how to decode your boss's behavior and personality. Management skills are all about taking control of your relationships and reputation at work. These first 5 skills are just the start. Need the advanced strategies? People School is the most comprehensive, science-backed soft skills curriculum in the industry. It's 12 weeks of content, all conducted virtually. Join thousands of other managers, entrepreneurs, and Fortune 500 professionals who want to advance their managerial skills at scienceofpeople.com/pschool. Or start with our free audio training, Praiseworthy Performance, at scienceofpeople.com/praiseworthy. Are you living up to your full potential? Do you want more? I would love to help you. Get started with my free training and learn more about People School today. Visit scienceofpeople.com/pschool. I'm going to attempt to manage how you exit this management video. Click on any of the options to explore our other amazing resources for managers and be sure to give us a little like.